You've got the Guardians going up against the Mets tonight. Mets in that big battle with the Phillies for the division lead in the NL East. Time for Front Office Insights, presented by Sage. David Stearns, Mets president of Baseball Operations, will join us in just a moment as the Mets get ready to go. And David Stearns looking to join us, and there he is right now. I didn't know if he was there right this second. David, it's Brian Kenny. Thank you for joining us. Good to have you on the program.
Appreciate it, BK. Thanks for having me.
All right, a busy deadline, obviously. You went hard on the bullpen. Give me your method of operation. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, in any deadline, you're trying to both improve the team, do so in a way that doesn't strip too much of your future value, and also look at what's out there in totality in the market. And so with this deadline, we really felt like attacking the bullpen, shoring up our roster and our pen from the back forward made sense, and we're really pleased with what we were able to come away with.
Rogers and Helsley on deadline day. It seemed like right around the time that the Phillies were getting Duran. What were your thoughts then? When it's kind of a battle there, especially with the Phillies at the top of your division, and they got a genuine relief ace. You got two.
Yeah, we try not to be too focused on what other people are doing. We really do try to focus on our strategy, our valuations of players, and make the deals that make the most sense for us. We understand our competitors are going to get better as well, but it's really tough for us to focus on them and still do what's right for our organization.
The reports out there, you were serious on Mason Miller of the A's. What about that?
Yeah, I'm always hesitant to talk too much about trades we don't make. I'll say there were a lot of good players out there. Some players had control. We are engaged on them. We do our work on everyone. And for the guys who we didn't acquire, I'm probably going to leave it at that.
You're engaged. I get it. Your infield is very crowded. That's a good thing. Vientos, Beatty, Mauricio is back now, Acuna as well. What was the thought in keeping that together?
Yeah, we like those players. All of those guys have contributed to our team over the course of the year. We think they're going to continue to contribute to our team, not only this year, but in years to come. And so we look at that depth as an advantage. It's something we're going to continue to utilize both this year and future seasons. And so for us, it made sense to hang on to those guys.
All right, your MO then on Cedric Mullins. By the way, killing left-handed pitching this year. So
yeah.
How does that change the situation? If he's a platoon guy, but actually he's hitting left-handers, how do you fit him in?
Yeah, I think Mendy's going to find the right matchups for him. And Mendy does a great job of looking at not only what our guys do well, what the opposing pitching staffs are doing, who's in the bullpen. I think Mendy's going to find the right spots for him in the lineup, and I'm sure he's going to see some left-handed pitching. He's done a great job this year adjusting his approach. Clearly the results has followed, and we really think he's going to help us over the next 2-3 months. I
wanted to ask you to slip by this, just the tournament baseball aspect. It's what you went through last year where it seemed like there was so much attrition down the stretch. You've seen what the Padres do. I mean, you did that with the Brewers, too. You put together an outstanding bullpen. How much has the extra team making the playoffs kind of changed the landscape a bit?
Well, I think step one, the goal is to always get into the tournament, right? You want to get in. You can't win the World Series if you don't get into the tournament. So that's where our focus is. Once you're able to get a team that can get into the tournament, seeding is helpful. The bye is helpful. But goal one is let's get into the tournament. We think we have a team that's capable of doing that. We think that once we're there, we've got a bullpen and a team as a whole that has a chance to advance and go pretty far.
Okay. Another nice young player you have is Francisco Alvarez. How did you, again, he wasn't terrible like when you sent him down. How did you make the decision to send him down? Because he does look better since he came back up.
Yeah, those are really tough decisions. Alvy's been a huge part of this team for multiple seasons. He's a young player, but he's actually a leader on this team. And so to make the choice to send him back to the minor leagues, it was difficult. But ultimately, we thought giving him a little bit of a reset, allowing him to compete in a slightly less pressurized environment, gain some confidence. And since he's come back, he's been outstanding on both sides of the ball. Really pleased with where he is, and we think he's going to help us a ton as we go forward here. And
again, you haven't been there in New York or back in New York for you personally for that long. You have one of the top payrolls in the game. What's the blessing? What's the burden?
Look, the blessing is we have an owner and an ownership group and an ownership family that is extremely competitive, wants to win, and is going to support us in pretty much every baseball endeavor. And so we tend to focus on more the advantages than the drawbacks. We also have to be careful, and we know we can't get ourselves locked into too many long-term contracts. We have to maintain the appropriate roster flexibility to evaluate our team on a regular basis and make the changes necessary. But our ownership support is tremendous. We're very fortunate at the support that both Steve and Alex Cohen give us, and we're looking forward to a lot of good baseball for years to come here.
Just year one of Juan Soto. What are your overall impressions?
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a great hitter, an elite hitter, incredibly diligent with his preparation, how he goes about his craft. You watch him go through some of these at-bats and his ability to understand what the pitcher is about to do to him, to make the pitcher pay. It's elite. It's a lot of fun to watch. I think there's another level in there that probably we haven't even seen yet this year, but what he's done is pretty special.
All right, good way of putting it. David Stearns, again, president of baseball operations for the Mets. You guys are interesting, David. I give you that. An interesting club, fascinating to watch. Best of luck down the stretch. Thanks for joining us.